What's going on, Failroaders? I'm Joshua Thomas, and we're back for some more Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 talk. There are so many interviews coming out right now, and partially because they're ramping up for the releases on the Xbox Series and the Nintendo Switch 2, so that's awesome that they're opening these games up for more players to play. I believe Remake is first. I'm not sure when Rebirth is going to come out for both of them, but it is going to happen. Nevertheless, most of these are talking about the challenges of porting the games from the PS5 and the Steam versions over to Xbox and especially the Switch, but a few of them go into a little bit more detail. Of course, they can't talk about much, but some of them talk a little bit about Part 3 as much as Naoki Hamaguchi can possibly talk about it at present. And there's one thing, I definitely know I'm not going to go over every single question that has nothing to do with the Switch or the Xbox, because that would just take too long, and I don't make that long of content. And also, you guys are still watching the generic content because, we're still living at our in-laws, and I can't, edit these videos at my home computer. Also, side note, I got Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, and I can't play that until we move back in either. But that's just a side note. So I do have it, and I can't wait to play it. As I did play the original and the Zodiac Age, not the Zodiac Age, the Zodiac Brave story, whichever one came out on the PSP. Nevertheless, let's get back on track. So, in one interview, Naoki Hamaguchi, talking about the gameplay style for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, he says a lot. So this is going to be a long paragraph. I'm going to read the whole thing to you guys. This is what he says: I can't make any specific announcements about the third game in the series today. It's not that time. We're not ready for that yet. But I can tell you about it in fairly abstract terms of how we're approaching it. As you're very much aware, the first game in the series, FF7 Remake, was a more story-driven linear gaming experience, and then that evolved and changed into a more open-world adventure for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second game, and that seems to be very well regarded. People seem to like that change a lot, and they like the new gameplay direction, so we're very happy with that. But moving forward, the third game in the series, obviously, I can't say exactly what it is, but I don't want to deliver just exactly the same style of gameplay experience as we had with Rebirth again. We're going to evolve it and change it again to give another different and fresh take on the FF7 gameplay. Again, that will be revealed in the not-too-distant future. I can say we're working on it, and we're trying to change that because... I can say we're working on it, and we're trying to change that because we've actually got a build up and running in the development team right now where you can experience the new style of gameplay. That's awesome. They have a working build. He goes on to say, it's all looking good. It's going in the right direction. The development is going very well, and I said, unfortunately, I'd love to be able to tell you all about it, but I can't do that today. In the near future, we'll be able to announce it to everyone, and it really will be a fitting climax to the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. So hopefully you can look forward to seeing that information come soon. He keeps saying that, soon, soon, soon. But in the meantime, I invite everyone to go out and play the new versions of FF7 Remake. And when it comes out, Rebirth on Nintendo Switch and Xbox, answer my own question there, get ready for the third game. You can have a lot of fun now. You'll have even more fun later. Oh man. A lot of people are, I can't say a lot of people, but there are people out there who read a little too far into that and was like, oh, they're changing up gameplay, they said. Are they going to do it turn-based? And I think the answer to that is no. They were specifically speaking about the linearity of Remake and the open worldness of Rebirth. And so, what can they do in Part 3 to change things up? Open universe. That's right, we're going to all the different Final Fantasies. We've got to travel to Final Fantasies 1 through 16 in order to solve the mysteries of the live stream and to defeat Sephiroth. Or maybe they're just going to, include Highwind stuff and change up combat a little bit, add some new things to it. They're going to maybe alter exploration and how it worked. Things like that. Maybe redo some minigames. They did say that in a different, it may have been in this interview, but in another part of an interview, that they do listen to the fans and listen to critiques when it comes to gameplay things, but they don't take a lot of advice when it comes to the story-driven aspect of it. And I gotta say, I agree with that, because if they took everyone's opinions into to heart when it comes to the story, then man, there would be love triangles everywhere. It'd be between Sephiroth and Cloud, and Zack and Cloud, and Barrett and Cloud, and Red 13 and Cloud, and between all these other characters too. And then Sephiroth would get a redemption arc, and then they'd all go dancing and singing Kumbaya into the sunset in part. Anyway, but when it comes to gameplay stuff, like what mini games were fun, and what aspects of traveling around the world and exploration they didn't like, they were taking this kind of stuff to heart. So when it comes to changing things up for Part 3, there are certainly some improvements that they can make, and the fact that this is going to include guaranteed the Highwind, whether it's going to be a controllable Highwind or not, that's going to be another thing. But I think that they're going to do some amazing stuff with this. They've still got so many different locations to add to the game. It's actually incredible to think that very soon, probably in December at the Game Awards, if I was a betting man, we'll get the first sneak peek, maybe the 30-second trailer. In my last video, I said I didn't know when that was going to happen. I was thinking maybe July, January. It was one of the J months at the earliest. But hey, he kept saying soon, so I'm banking in December. But yeah, so this is really awesome. It's great to see that they also have a fully functioning version of the game. I shouldn't say I don't believe they mean a full playthrough of it from beginning to end, but they have a working part of the game. They can actually load it up on a PlayStation or on the PC and actually play around with it so that they can do some fine-tuning, make adjustments, do other things. And you know what, speaking of adjusting things, there's old Chadwick von Chatterstein on the screen there. I'm sure this is one of those situations where they can take the fans' critiques to heart. And a lot of people thought that there was a little too much Chadley in Rebirth. I think Chadley was, this nice little character in Remake, and then they gave him pretty much the side quest king of King's job in Rebirth, and people got a little too much of him. You're just doing some nice exploration, and you get near something, and all of a sudden Chadley interrupts you with just some babble, and then you continue on your way. So hopefully they do dial him back a little bit. He doesn't bother me, but I completely understand why people would be annoyed by him and why they would like to see less of him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't want him to just disappear. I still think he can be a viable part of Part 3, but just not be involved in every little aspect of side quests and side content. But yeah, so this is great. This was just the one thing I wanted to focus on. They are changing things up for Part 3. Once again, it's still going to be this hybrid combat system that they have, but I think they're just going to add things to it and maybe alter a few things that they feel didn't work. So yeah, big thumbs up, Barrett. Thank you. And then they have a working part of this game. They have so much that they've completed so far. It's incredible to think that we could be getting a trailer for this game soon. It was once again soon. He kept saying soon. Very shortly, they're going to be able to announce some big things to us, possibly even give us some gameplay footage. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is an exciting time. They're definitely gearing up to get us hyped for the first look at FF7 Remake Part 3. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Also, continue to let me know why you think Final Fantasy VII is the golden goose of Final Fantasies. What is the perfect combination that was all put together to create this one game that has stood the test of time and become the biggest franchise within the Final Fantasy franchise? Let me know in a comment below, because I am going to make a series of videos about that. I've loved the comments in the previous videos, and I can't wait to hear more. So, once again, this already went on way longer than I expected, just talking about that one answer he gave in the interview. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you will like and subscribe, and check out more on the FailroadExpress. Catch you guys next time.